I know a lot of you guys are big fans of Major League Baseball. For the first time in years, there's actually a lot of positivity right now in baseball. Me personally, I have not watched one full inning of a Major League Baseball game, and God, it's been years now, but I actually might be willing to give baseball another chance this year. I have seen a lot of good feedback regarding the new rule changes. One of the biggest complaints recently with Major League Baseball has been that the games are too long. I've always found this to be a bit ironic since the average baseball game lasts about the same amount of time as your average NFL game. It's not that baseball games are too long, baseball games are too boring. For all of my lovers of Major League Baseball, I got some good news for you and possibly some bad news. The bad news deals with the possibility that the future of Major League Baseball is looking bleak, at least in terms of regional television coverage. But let's start with the good news first. In terms of television ratings, Major League Baseball is making a strong push to recapture the number 2 ranking. Obviously, NFL is the dominant force at number 1. For a while now, though, the NBA has settled in comfortably at number 2. But the NBA and Major League Baseball, they are trending in opposite directions. First week of the season, baseball absolutely dominated the NBA in the ratings. Opening day on ESPN, White Sox Astros drew 1.6 million viewers, up 20% over last year. It was the top-ranked sporting event of the night. Major League Baseball was competing against what should have been stiff competition from the NBA. Last year, the NBA dominated Major League Baseball on opening day. They had planned to do the same this year. They gave TNT Bucks Celtics in prime time. Top 2 teams in the Eastern Conference, and more than likely, a preview of the Eastern Conference Finals. Bucks Celtics on TNT only managed to draw 1.3 million viewers. Now, some of that low number can be attributed to the fact that the Celtics blew out the Bucks by 41 points, but these low ratings, they have become the norm in the NBA. This league's got a lot of problems that were not addressed in the new collective bargaining agreement. More on that in just a second, though. Major League Baseball, they rounded out opening day with nearly 1 million viewers between MLB Network and the Yes Network in New York City for Giants-Yankees. Giants-Yankees, that was also the season premiere matchup for MLB on Fox last Saturday. 2.2 million viewers, up 10% over the Fox regular season average last year. Sunday Night Baseball, ESPN, Phillies-Rangers, 1.6 million viewers. Guardians Mariners on FS1 drew a measly 198,000, but I mean, come on, that's to be expected. No one gives a shit about the Mariners, and what the hell is a Guardian? I bet if you renamed that team the Indians, another dozen or so people would have tuned in. For the most part, ratings for Major League Baseball are trending up. It is the exact opposite for the NBA. Part of me really doesn't understand this. Maybe it's because my Pelicans are fighting for the playoffs right now, so these last few weeks of the regular season have been more exciting, more entertaining to me than the casual NBA fan. But for the first time in years, there's been a lot of uncertainty, good uncertainty, to close out the NBA regular season. In the Western Conference, every single game has mattered. Standings are flipped on a nightly basis, yet for some reason, the NBA is not attracting viewers. Last Wednesday was the big return of Kevin Durant. Like most star NBA players, Kevin Durant has missed a large portion of the regular season. Why? Who in the hell knows? My inside sources tell me it's due to injury, but it's also entirely possible that Kevin Durant needed the last few weeks off to rest. He made his big return last Wednesday on ESPN against the Timberwolves. The anticipation was at an all-time high. Kevin Durant is a huge draw! Kevin Durant drew a massive 1.5 million viewers, down 14% from last season. TNT, they were also bleeding viewers last week. I already told you about Celtics Bucks being down 22%. Heat Raptors, 687,000 viewers, down 31%, one of the least watched NBA games this season. Now you gotta remember, those are 2 teams fighting for the playoffs. No one cares. Pelicans Nuggets, a game featuring both teams missing their star players. Par for the course in the NBA. Denver decided to rest Jokic, which as a Pelicans fan I appreciated, but it's still one of the reasons people refuse to watch this league. Star players consistently missing games for rest. Pelicans Nuggets on TNT, 948,000 viewers, down 26%. My Pelicans, they were also involved in the only NBA game last week that showed an increase over last season. Their game last Tuesday night against the Warriors, 1.3 million, up 33% over last season. Now, we are still early in the baseball season. We'll see if Major League Baseball can maintain this momentum over the next 6 or so months, but to me, these ratings are far more concerning for the NBA. The reason Adam Silver implemented the play-in tournament, it was to make the regular season matter, at least the last half of the season. And to his credit, the plan worked. It's just not translating into viewership. Why? If I had to guess, it's because there's too many star players missing games. LeBron James has missed significant time lately. Kawhi Leonard, he refuses to play in back-to-back games. Anthony Davis misses games so he can rest. It's become rare for an NBA player to compete in a full 82-game season. Hell, it's become rare to see a star player play 70, 75 games. And to make matters worse, the teams themselves don't help. I'm going to use my Pelicans as an example of what I'm talking about, because the way David Griffin and the Pelicans front office has handled this injury with Zion Williamson, it's become standard operating procedure throughout the NBA. Like I say all the time, the NBA seems to be at war with their own fan base. During the regular season, the NBA and its players, they treat their fan base like shit. Last I checked, we are the ones paying the bills. We're the ones buying tickets, buying merch, buying the $10 beers to go with the $10 hot dog. Not the woke wiener. I'm talking about the real Oscar Mayer. But KC, the NBA receives most of their revenue from their broadcast rights deals with television networks. Yeah, that's true. But who gives the NBA the opportunity to command billions of dollars from ESPN and TNT? We do. I expect Adam Silver to figure this out soon when casual fans quit watching and ratings are consistently down. It makes it difficult for the NBA to command $75 billion for the rights to broadcast their games that fewer and fewer people are watching. Yesterday, well, by the time you guys are seeing this, 3, 4, maybe even 5 days will have passed. I'm recording this on Saturday morning, but Thursday afternoon, the Pelicans released their highly anticipated update on Zion Williamson. Now, this dude's been out damn near 4 months with a fucking hamstring injury. Problem is, David Griffin and the front office, they have given their fans false hope and zero transparency. Zion is making progress. He will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. Zion is participating in 3-on-3 drills. He will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. Zion practiced against WNBA dump divers, beating them 100-0 in a 5-on-1 scrimmage. He will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. This entire time, they have been hounding us to buy season tickets for next year. Hints have been dropped that Zion might return for the final 2 games of the regular season. What does David Griffin give us in the update last Thursday? Zion will continue his rehab and training regimen. We will notify you when we have further information. Translation? Fuck off. Stars missing games. It is absolutely killing the NBA regular season. It's great that the Western Conference is tightly contested, but when star players aren't on the court in these big games, no one cares. Casual NBA fans, they don't want to watch Dylan Brooks versus Brandon Ingram. They want to see Ja Morant versus Zion Williamson. This league has been paralyzed by medical analytics. I'm not a doctor. I am far from an expert in sports medicine, but it seems to me these injuries in the NBA, they started increasing when players stopped playing consistent basketball. Adam Silver and the NBA front office, they don't seem to care. They don't seem too concerned with declining ratings. They had the perfect opportunity to address load management during negotiations for a new CBA. What was the best they could come up with? In order for players to be eligible for postseason awards, they must play a minimum of 65 games. What kind of deterrent is that? I was hoping they were getting rid of guaranteed contracts, or at minimum, making contracts more incentive based. I was not surprised when I heard about this because Adam Silver has never proven that he has the balls to stand up to NBA players. The NBA has a ton of problems, but just because ratings are trending upwards in Major League Baseball, that does not mean their future is bright. Baseball's got a serious problem too, and it has nothing to do with the product on the field. About a month ago, Bally Sports filed for bankruptcy. Bally Sports is responsible for carrying most of the regional broadcasts for Major League Baseball. Baseball has become a regional sport. It's more popular regionally than it is nationally. Most teams in Major League Baseball, 25, maybe 30% of their revenue comes from carriage fees from regional sports networks like Bally Sports. That is about to disappear. Rob Manfred, he is looking to take Major League Baseball and go direct to consumer. Right now, the Boston Red Sox, they are selling all their local games for $30 a month. If the entire league goes direct to consumer, Major League Baseball stands to lose hundreds of millions of dollars. Guess what happens if that occurs? Salaries across the league decrease dramatically. For years, non-sports fans have been propping up these regional sports networks. Cable and satellite companies, they include the RSNs and packages with other channels that people actually watch. Those non-sports fans, they have cut the cord, which is why Bally Sports is bankrupt. The regional model is broken, there's no doubt about it. And when you're a regional sports league like Major League Baseball, this becomes a serious problem. A problem without a good solution. If baseball goes direct to consumer, the average team goes from 25 to 30% of their revenue coming from broadcast rights down to 10 to 15%. Where do you make up that loss in revenue? I don't know if you can. If there aren't enough people willing to pay for all 162 games for the Oakland A's, how do you fund the broadcast in the Bay Area? Do some teams have every game broadcast regionally while others are just shit out of luck? This is a big problem for Rob Manfred, one of the worst commissioners in professional sports. Do you really trust him to come up with the best solution? Give me your thoughts. Opening weekend in Major League Baseball dominates late season NBA ratings. Give me your solution to the regional sports problem in baseball. With Bally going bankrupt and baseball heavily reliant on money from regional sports networks, how do you make up for that potential loss in revenue? You let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.